Hello VR addicts, welcome to my channel. I am Paolo Trianni and today we're going to test the Quest with the link cable in a couple of shooters, contractors and onward, because I'm kind of curious to how for tracking cameras it's going to work and how good it's going to be, because I know the Rift S is pretty damn good actually. You can actually play contractors and onward very easily with the Rift S now, which is still not as great as probably something with outside out tracking like the Vive or the Index or the Pimax, which use the lighthouses or the original CV1. But I kind of find that the Rift S is definitely is leading the way with inside out tracking. But how is this doing for inside out tracking? Okay, so there's only one server, but we're testing the Quest out here to see what it's like for shooting games, really. I don't know if anyone's really done this properly, so...
Ah, susto. Sí. No, ¿qué procesador tienes igualmente?
Right, okay.
Pero
I don't remember the maps and all that, but it still looks great. It looks pretty good in here as well. It still hurts the front of my head, though. It's not as bad. It's nice and comfortable on the side, but it's just my side of my head. Oh, maybe I should have put the... Feels like it's running like crap. Yeah, it's like running 70 FPS.
Eso intentaré. Ya conociéndote cómo juegas.
Okay, campers. Okay, you can't see me because I'm crouching, okay?
Joder, a ver si se cambiaría alguno de los otros. Si no, acabamos esta y ya reestructuramos. Lance. Bueno, este no sé si... Pinner, change team. Pinner, change team, please. Menu, change team.
Change team. I don't know what he's saying, but I'm going to be polite and change team. Oh, maybe not. Don't have enough time. You see, like, the thing with the Quest, guys, even with the modification of this, which is fantastic, and the headphones are not too bad, though they could do with doing a little bit more higher so I can hear a bit better. Footsteps are nice and sound in this, but it's still pushing too much onto my head. You know, I'd need more comfort. I really don't like too much pressure on my forehead, because I told you, I think once before, that I've had a flu or a head cold, and I have actually got a little bit of scarring on my brain from it, just above my right eye, and it's not pleasant, to say the least, to have pressure on it. So, you know, I'd need a VR cover to make it, you know, even more comfortable. But it's a lot more comfortable than it was, because it was horrifically uncomfortable. It always starts over here, it feels like to me. Now, I don't believe this guy's a friend. Io porco. Now, yeah, there's slight tracking loss, which is, you don't get this bad on Rift S. Okay. That is pretty obvious, right? The colours are quite nice in this because the blacks really show up, like in between the certain stuff. Yeah, like because the tracking jitters, it's so hard. So would I say FPS games are worth it on the Quest? Probably not, man. Unless they, obviously like Pavlov would be pretty good because it will be more adjusted.
Vale, me mató, no tenía balas. Lo tienes, te vas a ir ahí.
Now look, see what he's saying? He's talking to his teammates where I am. Damn it. Well, it's hard because it jitters, you know, it really does jitter. I'm getting like, what, 72 FPS right now, isn't that what basically this does anyway?
No, es que
I don't know if they changed it to 90, because they said it could do 90 when tethered. It's kind of working, the tether's fine. I don't think it's a problem with the tethering. Yeah, it's definitely getting sticky and tracking. God damn, it's sticking right now. Oh, it's starting to hurt my head. Okay, so, well, I'm doing better than the rest of my team. That says a lot, considering we're playing against some people that look like they're pretty damn good. What we're going to do is we're... Oh, did I end Steam VR? I want to go to try Onward next. Because clearly I was sticking a little here. It's not bad though for 4 cameras, but I definitely would want a gun stock if I'm going to be honest with you, just to get it out a little bit more so it wouldn't do that. Virtual stock actually just keeps with this side in place, so you know, even though that stops the jittering, it kind of still jitters when you pull out of it sometimes, so it's not very nice in my opinion. So yeah, a proper stock would probably be good on the Quest. You don't get this problem as much with the Rift S, and absolutely you don't get it with the Index, so yeah, keep that in mind. I don't have shit. I had shit. I don't know what's going on with the shit. Some of us don't know what the hell we're doing. It's been ages since I played. Yeah, it looks a lot more cleaner, doesn't it? I lost my syringe, so this is as good as I'm going to get right now. Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely easier to play than Contractors. The hell? Am I just shooting everybody? Definitely feels better playing Onward. So if you've got a Quest and you want to shoot Onward, Pavlov probably is the way to go, right? Because Contractors was just too hard to play. So yeah, here we are with the Index, and not the Index, I meant the Quest. And the Quest is linked to my PC, and it's one of the first issues I had, and it took me ages, about an hour, to try to work out how to get the sound to go through OBS on this. I was getting trouble. It won't pick up the sound. The sound comes through this perfectly fine of Contractors, which was testing at the time, but it wouldn't come through OBS. It means you guys wouldn't have heard anything whatsoever at all. So I was playing around with it forever, and a lot of people said mirror it, and I was going to mirror it, but I thought I want to get it fixed. So I was trying to work out how to get it fixed. In the end, I just gave up and mirrored it. So, and then I had to mirror the audio. So the audio was mirrored, so there might be a delay with the audio, so it might not be perfect. So that's the first trouble I had with trying to record it. But other than that, the cable worked amazing, obviously. It looks really nice in this because the blacks make the colors pop out a little bit more in darker areas. It's not as sharp as the Rift S, like I said, but you know, that could change very much if you buy the actual real official link cable as well. And I kind of find that the tracking isn't great in Contractors. It was constantly twitching in Contractors, and the frame rate was a bit poop as well. It felt a bit poop, and it was constantly twitching because it was getting stuck, very quickly stuck, you know, and unstuck, and it was kind of twitching. It was putting my aim off like so bad. And Contractors is definitely a game where you kind of feel like you feel handicapped without a gun stock by far. I mean, it's, if you don't have a gun stock and you're playing Contractors, you kind of do feel a little bit like you're going to get your ass owned. Going into Onward though was fantastic. Onward just felt like, you know, yes, it was sticking now and then a little bit, but it wasn't doing it to the point where I couldn't do well in a game. And I felt I did quite well in certain areas, and certain areas I was playing with people that acted like pros and went into the game like pros, like they were doing it in real life and clearing out areas like they were doing in real life. And they were clearing up before I could even get into combat half the time. But nevertheless, in Onward, it worked very well. So if you've got an Oculus Quest and you've got a link cable, Onward is probably a better choice for you at this point in time, unless you buy a gun stock. If you buy a gun stock, then any game is really going to work, because a gun stock can actually move your hands away from the lenses, therefore for making it not ever get stuck, which is kind of fine. It stretches your hands out a little bit more, but it feels more natural with a gun stock. It feels very unnatural without one. And I've done it before. I had a gun stock, and I used to use the gun stock on the Rift S before they did the update for it, and it used to work like a gem. Now they've done the update for it, it almost feels like you don't even need it. The Rift S is definitely God when it comes to that extra camera. Definitely makes shooting better. But yeah, nevertheless, yes, you can buy shooting games then. The answer to the question is you can buy shooting games. You've just got to be careful of which ones you buy. Pavlov works fine. Onward works pretty fine. Contractors is a little bit more difficult on this. I'm assuming Wardust would be pretty much the same as Contractors a little bit, but Wardust is a little bit more of just have fun, not so serious like Pavlov is. Pavlovs can get serious, but you've just seen Contractors and especially Onward there. It's Onwards is an esport now, and there is esports on Twitch that you can actually watch of Onward. So yeah, that game's taken very seriously, even though I was in core mode. So yeah, overall I think it's pretty damn good, though. I don't think having the Index and having the Rift S, I'd probably go to them personally myself. But if you do not have them, then yeah, you can play those games. It's perfectly fine. So yeah, that is the Quest. And if you like this video, please give me a like and also subscribe, because it goes straight to the heart. Hit the bell button if you want to watch more VR content like this, and leave a comment. How do you get on in your years playing with your Quest? What games would you recommend to the people watching this video? Yeah, do all 4 of those things if you want to get into the VR game giveaway, which I do every week. Thank you for watching. I love you long time. Ciao.